He's closing in. Here he goes. The attack comes in from the Spaniards. He attacks, and can he go past? He's forcing him out.
Penalty!
Oh, he's done it.
That's right. Hello and welcome, and I have to say to some of you, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, and welcome to eSailing Nations Cup. My name is Thomas Bjørnlytti, and I'm going to guide you through tonight's very exciting battle. It's the runners-up from 2020 Spain versus, I have to say, some of the White Kings, Sweden. And Sweden is maybe a pleasant surprise, because one thing I know about Sweden is they will fight everything to go in and make a surprise for us tonight. But enough about that. The players are getting ready. They are sitting very nervous and very exciting. But let's talk a little bit about the format tonight. The format is quite simple. We're going to do 9 races, and first team to win 5 of 9 races has won this regatta. But no matter what, we will see all races played through. So we are into 9 races tonight. So the next 1 hour and 45 minutes, I am in your ear, I am on your screen, and I'm going to make a lot of fun and also hardcore commentating on this very exciting battle. But before we are starting race number 1, let's meet some of the players. Once again, nations are battling for glory.
Welcome to the Nations Cup 2021.
Skills,
communication,
tactics,
strategy.
Together under one flag.
in battle with giants.
Get ready for the Battle of Nations.
Nations Cup 2021.
The players are ready, they are exciting, they love this one, they love to fight for their nations. But before going into race number 1, I had the pleasure to speak with some of the players from Team Sweden and the captain from Team Spain. And I have to say, it's 2 very different cultures meeting each other. The fresh Scandinavians with a lot of sarcasm, and the more strong Spanish people, they really know what they're up to, and they will never talk themselves down. Here's what they're saying about tonight's race.
Okay, we have a really good team like last year, and I think this year we have more experience, and we think that will be a big fight with the Swedish team, because now all the teams have good players in sailing, but I hope we try to win for pass to the next round.
It feels quite encouraging. It's fun to have some young guns racing. Actually, it's not all about shooting games and other football and stuff. So this is actually this is cool.
Because our team has been sailing eSailing for quite some time now, and I think we have a fair chance sometime in the future anyway. So yeah, looking forward to it. And we have a tough competitor in our first match here, so it's very interesting.
I think we are the favorite team this night, and we need to win for part of the next round.
I'm glad to hear they are, and perhaps they should be, because we might be underdogs or not that successful in the seeding round, but there's a tactic behind that. So just wait and see. You'll find out.
Of course you will. We are the favorites. No doubt about it. We are up and rising.
And Nations Cup always give me all these pleasant experiences, meeting the players, meeting the different countries, meeting different approaches to a Nations Cup and a way to go in and battle. And I really love the Swedish. They are only seeded 14. They had a terrible seeding race, but it was most of it, as Matthias, he said to me, from Sweden, because of a disconnection, then they suddenly dropped down. We are waiting for the last player to join in the first race of tonight. And there we will go in and have 10 versus 10. We're going to meet 10 out of the 12 players from each team this night. And they're going to battle in this fantastic boat, the 49er. And they're going to race a classic upwind start. So they're going to do what we call 4 legs, going upwind to a top mark, going downwind to a gate mark, then going second time up to the top mark, and then racing downwind to the finish line. And it's all about points when it's team racing. Points, 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 and that means one thing. The team with lowest points are winning the race. 20 players in there. Let's start the race. Let's get ready to rumble. And there we go. This is Nations Cup, or eSailing Nations Cup. It's round number 1. It's battle number 2. It's Spain versus Sweden. The runners-up 2020 versus Sweden. They actually made a quite surprise last season, and also meeting Spain in one of their knockout phases last time. And there it was very, very close. It's not for fun. One of the Swedish sailors is called Viking, and maybe the Vikings will go down and take the battle to Spain. But let's see how it's going. Let's see how this is unfolding. Spain is maybe the more favorite team in this case. I can see on the team tonight they have Jorgen, the eSailing world champion. They also have Ramon, the vice world champion of eSailing. So a lot of top quality players coming in. Race number 1 is more on the individual plan. I know you can do team racing there, and there we can see players coming in here. 4 seconds to start, 2 seconds, and there we go. The battle in between Spain and Sweden has started, and what a start. A false start to Norsius from Spain, giving him the absolute last position. But we also have 2 Swedish players coming out in a late start. Let's watch the race here. In the left side, we have one of the young sailors, the U21 sailor from Spain, Iterato. Then we have a Herminator from Sweden, Paul Nunes, also a very, very young player. As I remember, and I will get confirmation later, he's only 13 years old, this young guy. And then we have Peter Olsson. He's here in the middle in position 11. Alcomor. If you're new to this and it's the first time you're watching eSailing and eSailing Nations Cup, 2 second penalty here for Iterato made by Herminator. So great race. Then there's 3 elements you need to watch to just find out what the players are doing. In the top left corner we have a radar. The radar is showing where the wind forecast is going, which angle the wind will have. It's also showing dark and light colors, and you can see the same dark and light colors on the water. That's showing where the wind pressure is. There's the darker color, there's the higher wind pressure. There's the lighter color, there's the lighter wind pressure. Then we can see the boats here. We can see the eSailing world champion, the defending world champion, Jorgen. He's in the lead. And what a year this lad has been having. As a U23 sailor in the Finn, he also got bronze medal at the Real Olympics. So way to go. Jorgen in second. Then a lot of Swedish sailor coming in. It looks very hard tonight for Team Spain. So they might be the favorites, but as Peter Olsson and Matthias said, this is not going to be fun. Jorgen coming first, Jorgen coming second, then Duma Johan, IPT Rommel, It is Jorgen Rommel, also Nadine, the Swedish female, in 5th. Great race here. Dixon, Pete Olsen, Rausenlag, Miguel Cruz, been at the World Championship a couple of times, 2 times in total. White King with a penalty, and penalty to Herminator. So there's a battle for the last position. And right now, 2 Swedish boats are in the last position. But see here, 2 yellow in the lead, then it's all blue, and then it's yellow again. And I'm sorry to say it this way, it actually looks a little bit like the Swedish flag at the moment. So Team Sweden is having a very good race. But they need to do something with Viking, Harting, Herminator, and Aristan and Theo Westerlin here behind. They need to speed up because right now Spain is taking the middle of the fleet. So they need to do something. They need to improve their positions. Remember, it's all about points. The team with the lowest point is winning the race. Luckily for me, I'm not going to do the mathematics. We have a program called Sail Ranks doing that, and then I have a race officer doing the checking. Rounding the gate mark, Dolma Johan coming in 3rd, Dixon coming in, Nadine. Oh, friendly fire, Rommel hitting Nadine. So, killing each other on the Swedish team, that's so unpolite. I have to say, this time it was the girl hitting the boy. So, Ramon in here, coming in, Nadine in 5th. Alo Komor, and I have to say, don't read it backwards. If you're Danish or Swedish, then it's a whole other name. Jon Cardona still in the lead, and see the battle up here. Doma Johan is actually doing a great job here. In 2nd, battling with the world champion, the defending world champion, and then also with a guy like Javinho up here. Javinho, he's maybe one of the most consistent Spanish players I know. He also known under the name Yavi, and he's actually, when he has the time for it, he's playing a lot, and his favorite boat is actually the F50. We will come to that boat later, and maybe he will also race it. Dixon now in the lead, but I'm not sure he will keep the lead when he's coming over there. Same thing with Doma Johan. I have to say Jon Cardona and Yavi, or Javinho, is placed in a very good position. Tacking up win, Jon Cardona, Dolma Johan, and then we can see Javinho taking the lead now. Great race by him, and suddenly the young Paul Nunes is also coming in. So this is the second time, this is the second top mark rounding. We have a whole presentation of the whole fleet getting ready to round the top mark for the second and last time, and then racing downwind to the finish line. Remember, all point counts. Javinho coming first, Jon Cardona in 2nd, Dixon in 3rd, Paul Nunes coming in, Nadine coming in, penalty! Friendly fire in this case, penalty to Rausenlag for hitting the mark. Rommel coming in, penalty to Jay Pereiro. They are a whole family there, and sometimes they're also known under the name the Daltons in the community, but I have to say these guys are playing in a very much higher level than the Daltons are doing. There we go, Harting in 14. These Swedish players, they need to win over Jay Pereiro, and see, pressing it, he has on the inside, making friendly fire and also penalties to Harting, another penalty. He's making so much noise, so much trouble, because he has some friends behind him, he needs to get up. So penalizing 3 Swedish, making the Spanish having a chance to win this race. It's a very tight one. I can't call it with the score because it's very mixed, and top 4 is both Spanish and Swedish. Right now we are seeing the leading pack crossing down to the finish line, but it's the battles here. Norsiet with a penalty, losing to Theo Westerlin. So a lot of battles, and as I had an interview with Peter Olsen. Peter Olsen, we have here in the picture, said, oh, it might be a little bit dirty tonight, and it is dirty. It's all about penalties, it's all about performing. Sweden in 3rd, but will Spain take 4th? Let's see. Spain takes 4th. It's Paul Nunes, Dixon in 5th, and then it's all about points. Spain in 6th with Ramon, Crusader, Rausenlag, then Rommel comes in. He's the Swedish champion. Marina coming in, the female from Team Spain, and it looks like the last person to cross the finish line is from Spain. let's have a confirmation, and we give some time for the race officers because we really want the score before we can call it. Here we can see Javinho with a victory, Jorgen Rommel in second, Doma Johan in third, Paul Nunes in fourth, Dixon in fifth, then Ramon in sixth, Rausenlock 7, Miguel Cruz in 8, Rommel in 9, Marina in 10th, Edoardo in 11, Nadine in 12, White King in 13, and then we have a fantastic long name from Sweden, so let's just call him Ari in 14, Jay Paparo doing a lot of noise there in 15, Peter Olsson, Alocomor in 16, Herminator 17, Harding 18, Theo Westerlin in 19, and Nauseous in 20. Doing the stats, we can't use it much here in team race, but still let's talk a little bit about it. Fantastic start, 0.3 seconds, a fantastic start. This just shows how high level we are. Best average speed, Jorgen Rommel. Still the shortest distance was Javinho. That's why he was also winning. And he, especially the upwind leg, he won it big time. And then best wind speed, Theo Westerlin capturing the wind. And you can see here how they're switching position. That was, when you take the numbers, then number 4 is the second upwind leg. And there we see Javinho speeding up, taking the lead. But a lot of battles, a lot of penalties, and this is why you can see the lines going up and down. That was race number 1 of tonight, and what a good start. And I have to say, I haven't got the call sign now yet, who's winning and who's not, so I can't call if it's Spain or it's Sweden. But they're doing all the math and ensuring that the math is coming in. But one thing is for sure, we have a huge battle tonight. But let's hear a little bit about who is the favorite team tonight.
Yeah. Okay. Our team have a lot of players that play in TRL all the year, and some other players that are good sailors because they have a lot of experience in TRL. We have the world champion and the second, Ramon and Joan. They are the boss of our teams, but we have a lot of other players like the Parejos brothers and now said that are each week improve to play match racing.
But I can't, honestly, I don't see many top names in the Spanish team. It's that Cordona guy, I don't know. Does he do some catamaran sailing or what? I don't know.
I think it's going to be a tough game against Spain. I mean, I think we met them last year and we got our pride. We got beaten. I remember.
But actually, a few of us Swedes have actually beaten Jorgen Rommel and some of the other Spanish guys. We've been sailing in the LDN club, LDN, whatever it's called, and we've been beating them from time to time, I should say. So we're not afraid of them. We do have respect for them, but I think they should not be too sure. If we have a good day, we can beat them.
And this is race number 2. But before race number 2 comes in, then let's give a point to Team Spain for winning race number 1. Fantastic start they had there, winning 84 to 126. Race number 2 is a more exciting race. We are going into a match race. We are going into the starboat. And in the starboat we have here, we can say straight away, this is a match race of the funny ones. It's a huge boat, it's a slow boat, it's not that dynamic, it has a huge sail and a huge wind shadow, and we will see some battles. Upwind, we normally see these boats following each other, and downwind we will see these boats going in and I have to say throw a huge wind shadow on it. And If you can see more than 2 boats here on the list in the left-hand side, it's because the coaches are in there. So 1 coach for each team helping the players. The start is on. Oh, Nadine for Sweden starting going upwind. Not the best start here for them. Marina from Spain having the best start. They just had a small battle at the starting line where Nadine sadly went upwind, losing momentum, and this is giving Marina all the time to speed away. And when we go into here, then we can see the meters. Right now she has a quite comfortable lead of 46 meters, but this is not over yet. Don't worry, we have a huge downwind fight coming in, but right now it looks like a fantastic start for Team Spain. And don't worry, if you're seeing these grey boats in front of it, it's the coaches. You know, when you're at a real sailing event, you have all these coaches sailing around and making a lot of noise, and also the referees. But in this case, they cannot do any trouble. See, Sweden's sailor is sailed down there by Nadine. So Nadine and Marina is racing upwind, and see Nadine is actually winning momentum, has just won 12 meters because of the wind pressure. It's all about reading the radar, all about reading the wind. Right now it doesn't look like we are going to have the big upwind battle, but the most exciting is when we are getting ready to go downwind. And there we go, they're attacking in, and we can see Nadine, she's trying to read the wind pressure up there, and great race by Marina. She's crossing in front of Nadine, throwing some dirty air sea, but they're still sailing the same speed. Actually, Nadine is a little bit faster, she's just outside of the wind shadow, and the only thing Marina can do is to continue covering up Nadine. And in this case here we can see Marina, no, this time she didn't cover up. Oh, she's going a little bit far. Maybe she will tack now. No, oh, there we go, we can see the huge wind shadow, and this time Nadine is really caught in wind shadow because she needs to move her boat all the way out of the wind shadow to tack up towards the top mark. Right now Marina is doing a great cover work and doing a lot of dirty air on Nadine, but you need to read the wind, you need to be ready when you're going downwind. And there we go here, Nadine getting ready to come up to the top mark, but it's Marina from Spain coming first. They're going to round this mark 2 times, and you can see the wind is having a wind pressure in the middle at the moment. Nadine 5.3, Marina 5.2, so Nadine is capturing a little bit meters, but right now it looks like Marina is getting the wind on her favorite side, and when she turns the mark and going towards the other mark, she will speed up. Let's see, 5.8, 5.9, 6.0. Nadine needs to be fast, she needs to cross in now. Oh, it's going to be a short cross, going close to the mark, just surviving that one. Now the mark rounding's coming in, and now we're going to see if Nadine has a chance to go in and cover Marina in the downwind action to the first. See this huge wide area? That's the wind shadow. The wind shadow is the one we need to capture the boat in front of us to slow down, but in this case Marina is outside of the wind shadow, so Nadine just need to find a way to race downwind and do a lot of action here. But she's following Marina, and Marina, or I have to say Nadine, needs to cross fingers that the wind will come in her favor, or Marina is doing a mistake at this gate mark, maybe choosing the wrong side. But one thing is for sure, Nadine, she needs to follow Marina around the gate. So what is Marina choosing and how she's doing? We can see she's just making a small jibe. Nadine following her, trying to capturing. Oh, Marina 8.6, Nadine only 8.4. What's happening? How is Marina finding more wind speed than Nadine in this case? 8.2, 8.4. So somehow Marina is in a little bit favored wind. She is where the wind pressure is. It's a great race by her at the moment, reading the wind intelligence much more. Mark rounding coming in. Marina rounding it, taking her good time, not going close to the mark, where Nadine needs to go very close and straight away find a tactic to come in and win meters on Marina. Marina going against the wind, quite interesting, and see Nadine going opposite. This is maybe the chance, 56 meters, so Nadine going upwind. Right now, the wind pressure is coming from right towards left in the zone where Nadine is. You have to see the radar up there. You can see the wind intelligence is divided into 3 zones. The right-hand side, very light wind. That's where Marina is. Marina losing momentum, choosing the wrong strategy, going into light wind. But she might have the wind pressure with her. And Nadine going into stronger wind and see straight away 12 meters gained for Nadine. So, will Nadine be able to gain less than 40 meters into Marina when we're coming to the top mark? Then I know one thing is for sure. Then we will have a battle where Marina will be under pressure. Nadine, 38 meters. It's now or never. Nadine needs to speed up. Marina finding wind. There's coming a wind shift again. This might be in favor again for Nadine. Let's see. She needs to tag up towards the top mark. And she needs to do it around now because you can see the wind shift is coming. The ley line is moving. There she tacks up. And still a wind shift coming in. It can still be in favor for Nadine because when you're changing the angle, if you're not a sailor, then you can change the angle to be a little bit wider, and then you can actually capture more wind, speed up a little bit, but also sailing a longer distance. And this is actually the case for Nadine. So if she changed the angle and going a little bit more straight into the top mark, then she speeds up. See, 5.6, 5.4. But it looks hard for Nadine in this case. But let's see. Let's cross fingers for Nadine in this case. But it's looking great for the Spanish Marina. And I have to say, both of them quite young, also quite good, doing a great job rounding the mark here. Marina coming first. And we're looking at the meters. 58, 56. It looks like we're going to have a Spanish victory in this one, but everything can still happen. We saw that in the last battle, France versus Oman, where Barbie just caught up, was just caught up by Ipti from Oman, and then suddenly magic happened. I thought that Barbie from France had a magic wand, and doop, Ipti was out of the race. Let's see, let's hope it's not happening here tonight, and let's see here if Nadine can still capture. The meters is not with her. Oh, she's just outside of the wind shadow, and that means one thing. It means that Nadine is going to have a hard time capturing Marina going downwind. It looks like quite convincing Spanish victory in this case, and that was the battle at the starting line where it actually succeeded Marina to pressure Nadine to make a mistake going upwind. And because these boats, these star boats, are not that agile, then they're pretty hard of moving, and especially when you're going upwind, sailing 0.2 knots backwards, then it's also hard to turn your boat. Let's see it from here. It looks like the wind shadow is getting a little bit closer, but it looks like a hard one. This looks like a clear victory for Team Spain in race number 2. But fingers crossed for Team Sweden. They can make it a little bit into it. See, we can see some small jibes, some small adjustments with the wind, but the finish line is getting closer and closer. And there we go. It looks like we're going to have a victory for this skipper, but let's see it from the other angle. There we have it. She's looking backwards, afraid of Nadine capturing her with the wind shadow. But the finish line is approaching. It's within reach. It's within the next 5 seconds. So this is going to be a victory for Team Spain. So putting Spain on 2-0 in this very exciting battle tonight. So congratulations to Marina winning over Nadine from Sweden. And while saying that, let's just have Nadine coming in over the finish line. One of the things we love with Nations Cup, eSailing Nations Cup, is that we have so many different formats tonight. First race was meant to be 10 versus 10. There could be a small team race in there, but it was very up to the individual skill to show how they're doing. Then we're jumping into a match race here in race number 2, where it's all about skills, it's all about tactics, it's all about going into the opponent's head. Next race we're coming up to is race number 3. Race number 3 is a 5 versus 5. It's a laser race, and now we are coming into the world of team racing. This is now where we are going to have a lot of action in it, and also where we're going to see some surprises. The laser is a quite agile boat, opposite the star boat, so we're going to see some fast actions, we're going to see some fast maneuvering, but it's also a slow boat, so maybe we will also see some of the boats get caught behind, but let's see how it's going. When we're doing team races, then you're not better than your team, so remember one thing. It's all about being ready as a team and fight as a team. Let's just watch in game. I can see the players are joining in. And there we can see the players joining in. We're getting a lot of players inside here. We have from Spain, Carlos Perejo. Then we have Peter Olsson or Alo Como. And I have to say it in Danish from behind, Juan Macola. And then we have Ramon, the vice world champion in eSailing, Eduardo Hugo, and then Miguel Cruz. He has been at the World Championship 2 times, actually qualified 3 times, but he has to declare the one time he qualified because he chose to get married. And then you know what I will say here in studio. Then from Sweden, Theo Westerlin, Harding, Nadine, Peter Olsson, and we just need one of the Swedish players to join in. When we're zooming in, then you can see this laser here. It's actually working the same way as the starboat. We don't have a spinnaker, but it's quite agile and it's quite slow boat. So let's see how it will unfold. Let's start race number 3. It's 2-0 to Spain versus Sweden, but I have to say it has been a quite tight battle until now, because in the 10 versus 10 it was not many points in between the two teams when we saw them racing downwind. It was all because of J. Paparo that Spain got all these points in the end because of his way of defending his teammates. Now we are in the laser. It's team racing, and we heard Peter Olsson and also Matthias Allerud saying that, hey, the Spanish might have been practicing team race quite well, but we fight as a team, we are a team, and we will do everything both to have fun and to go into the battle. Now it's a battle for positions. It's all the battle of being on the right hand side. And see here straight away a small battle here. That's Carlos here. There we go. 1 second. It's a go. 1, 2, 3, 4 Spanish players having a good start. Jorgen Rommel with a penalty in the start. Theo Westerling going upwind. And then we have Eduardo penalty also. But Harding following with Ramon. Peter Olsson is also coming in, and this is a very important battle for Harding. And then we also have a very important battle coming in here. This is a changer. Jorgen Rommel penaltying Peter Olsson in this case. Starboard, he might have been shouting a lot. And Eduardo also crossing in. Then Peter Olsson needs to follow the fleet right now to come back in the race. Let's see what he's doing. Another penalty. Ramon penalizing Harding in this small battle in the opposite side. So the top two in the World Championship just showing, hey guys, we're also part of this race. We know you're not afraid. We know you have some respect for us, but let's show you how this is done. And that way we can see Spain is in front with 5 boats and Sweden behind with 5 boats. So now it's all about making sure for Spain to have first, second and third to ensuring the victory. So 2 boats needs to go down and make sure that the Swedish cannot come back in this race. But let's see how this will unfold. Let's see how it will go. Miguel Cruz, he is 5th. Carlos Pereiro is 4th. Eduardo Hula is 3rd. Ramon Paparo is 1st. Jorgen Rommel is 2nd. Then we have the 5 Swedish boat here behind. But let's see if they can do anything. Let's see if they can come back in this race, because it is team race and it's all about coming up. But one thing is for sure, the Spanish might launch 1 or 2 attacks on the Swedes when they're coming up to the top mark. And when they come up to that top mark, we might see them do what we call a classic wind block. And then you will say, a wind block? Hey, this is sailing. Yeah, this is eSailing. This is the virtual world and team racing. And when we're doing team races, then we can always discuss this with the fair play rules and all that. But it's all about actually using the penalties, using the way the rules are to prevent the others to win. So it's all about, hey, I know how the rules are, I know how to navigate in them, and I can penalize you and make sure you're not winning. So we will see some cases where, hey, this doesn't look like real sailing. No, but it's also a sailing game. Right now it looks good for Spain. They are in top 5, and if I was them, I will take 2 boats out to do a wind block. But we need to look here. Theo Westerlin is actually doing a great job. I know he's currently 6, but he's getting closer and closer. But he's going to battle against Miguel Cruz, and Miguel going in front of him, throwing a lot of dirty air on him, making sure that Theo, he cannot speed up behind him and go in front of the rest of the fleet. So it's all about for Sweden right now to find some space, find some wind, see if they can get up and do some damage to some of the Spanish sailors. Carlos Pereiro, Ramon Pereiro, 2 family members. They are actually 5 in total, playing a very high level. They are all from Club Nautical Sevilla in Spain, and Club Nautical Sevilla is actually one of the few clubs actually hosting a real championship, club championship, where they're taking it very serious with streams, prizes, and everything. And a small story there. They have another player on the Spanish team here on the nations team called Rausen Lark. He was in lead in all 5 races, and when we came into the 6th race where they actually made winner takes it all, he didn't win. But that's how it is. That's how sailing is. You need to perform all the time. But here, see the Spanish team. Actually, the Swedish is getting closer to them. Jan Cardona, the world champion. And also bronze medal winner at Olympics. See wind block coming in. 1 player making a lot of trouble. Making a gap to the rest of his team. And this is what we're speaking about. This is team race. Oh, Harding hitting that mark. Getting too close. But see Jan Cardona. Peter Olsson. It's a battle. Jan Cardona on the inside. He has the right away, and see Jorgen Rommel now going out. He will try to block Peter Olsson, keep him away. Jorgen Rommel doing so much damage. Oh, Theo Westerlin hitting the mark. So Jorgen Rommel well defended by him there. And if there's one guy on this team that knows something about sailing, both fast sailing and slow sailing, then it's Jorgen Rommel. Fin sailor and also SailGP grinder, so he both know how to speed up, but also how to sail very strategic and tactically. Jorgen Rommel against Team Sweden at the moment, but here we can see Peter Olsson trying to go around Jorgen Rommel, and Jorgen Rommel knows that, see, he will cross over, and right now you can see Peter Olsson 8.7, Jorgen Rommel approaching. He's putting himself into the middle, so Harding needs to do something with Jorgen Rommel. He needs to attack him, so Peter Olsson or Alocomor can have a chance to go up and touch the rest of the Spanish fleet. But in the lead, rounding the gate mark, we have the 4 Spanish boat, and if I know them well, they will split up, and that's what they're doing. Carlos Pereiro, Club Nautical Sevilla, going opposite. Miguel Cruz in the middle. Edoardo coming in, and while we can see the other fleet coming down, Jorgen Rommel, attacking Peter Olsson, just waiting for him to get close enough. So Jorgen Rommel is doing what we talked about. He's keeping the Swedish away so they don't have a chance to go up to the rest of the fleet. Again, unforced penalty by Theo Westerlin, and also this other boat we can't see at the moment. So But we have Harding and Nadine going opposite. Let's see if Harding can sneak around Jon Cardona and get close enough to the rest of the fleet. Right now, he's 114 meters, 16 meters behind the leader. So it looks pretty hard. It's a very dominant performance by Team Spain, but it's also a very good start they made. Watching them coming up when we can see here Team Sweden, they're doing the best they can, but they are against the runners-up from 2020 and also maybe one of the strongest nations at the moment in eSailing. If we're looking on results at the World Champion, if we're looking at results at eSail if we're looking at results on different top-level events. But it's again all about team racing. Right now it looks like the Spanish also been practicing how to race like a team. Peter Olsson and Theo Westerlind is trying to do something with this guy, Jon Cardona. They are getting closer to him, but see Jon Cardona wisely throwing a lot of dirty air on Theo Westerlind, and he's just outside of the reach of Peter Olsson. But let's see what happens when Jon is tagging upwind. Can he do anything against them? Can he penalize Jon Cardona? Because he actually have the right of way. He is in starboard, and when Jon he crosses up, no, they're crossing up a little bit earlier. So Jon Cardona actually needs to follow them. So let's see what Jon is doing here, because he only have one task. That is to prevent them to get close enough to the leading pack. Right now we have 4 Spanish boats on one line here, crossing a little bit, preventing to make penalties on each other, preventing friendly fire, and also don't throwing dirty air on each other. Jon Cardona, he's just waiting here. He's like, how can I describe it? Like a guard dog, trying to keep away unwanted visitors. And right now he's doing quite well. Nadine took a chance going to the right-hand side. She was told to do it, but in this case, it didn't pay off. So she's really slowing down. Opposite, we can see this boat number 9 went all the way to the left-hand side. It didn't pay off. It was the wind pressure in the middle where Peter Olsson and Theo Westerlind is. But they still have Jon Cardona to battling with. The top mark round for second time and last time in this race in the classic upwind, downwind leg. Miguel Cruz coming in, Carlos Pereiro, and these guys and also they just need to sail towards the finish line. And now you can see Jon Cardona, he has all the time. He just needs to make sure one thing, that the Swedish team is not coming close to them. Why we are saying that? A penalty! Edoardo getting a penalty, getting too close to Miguel Cruz. So Miguel penalizing Edoardo, or Edoardo sailing into Miguel. So let's see, one more mistake from that. He will actually slow down. And a penalty slows you down for 11 seconds. And that can be very costly. Looking at the Spanish fleet speeding up, going downwind. The 5 boats from Spain in the lead, the 5 boats from Sweden behind, and it doesn't look like Peter Olsson can do anything with Jon Cardona either. So right now it looks like a dominant 5v5 laser from Team Spain. And let's just see it here from this angle. This beautiful boat going downwind with a lot of wind in the sail, and Jon Cardona sailing right now 8.9. Carlos Pereiro 9.0, Miguel Cruz 9.1, Ramon 9.1. When we're going behind, then we have Harding. He's trying to speed up, trying to find some wind, but it's too late, Harding. Then Alokomor, he's the best placed Swedish player. Can he get close enough to Jon Cardona? Can we have a battle against Jon? Let's see if he's getting close enough. You can see the wind shadow is not big on this boat. Opposite the starboard, it has a huge sail with 38 meters wind shadow. This boat has around 27 meters of wind shadow. But maybe Jon Cardona makes a small mistake, making Peter Olsson getting close enough to him. Let's see, Peter trying to find some speed, but they're sailing the same speed at the moment, 9.0, going downwind. Peter needs to take care not getting caught in wind shadow by his own boat behind. There we go. It was Herminator that raced with us there. We just got the name coming in there. While saying that, the Spanish fleet is crossing the finish line. It's 5 boats in the lead, 5 boats from Team Sweden in second. This only gives one result. It's 3-0 for Team Spain versus Team Sweden. And there we have the last boats coming in too, Vesterlin. And also Harding and Nadine coming in here, doing the best she can after a very hard race by a dominant Spanish team. And from there we jump directly into sail ranks. Sail ranks is the race officers' tools. This is the way where they can go in and put in results. Every race we have there, we can see the overall result when it's ready, and then we can see the race result of each race where players was positioned in each race. And then we can see in race number 1, Doma Johan got a 3rd, Dixon got a 5th, and this way we can read everything. The race officer is right now putting in race from Laser in, and you can see popping up there 15-14 to Team Spain in race number 3, and we can see the results in here. So great performance, 3-0 for Team Spain. And before going into the next race, race number 4, a 3 versus 3 EF50, then please remember to pay a good thoughts to our sponsors.
My name is Trudy Ann Branker, and I am the Master Blender for Montgay Rum. Montgay is unique because of where we are. We have been producing here on the same location for over 300 years. Montgay is unique because Barbados is the birthplace of rum. Montgay and rum is part of Barbadian culture. You're passionate about it from the start.
And with a good bottle of rum and some good paint, we are getting ready to speed up. And this is one of the fastest boats, both in real world, but also in virtual regatta inshore. This is the EF50, this is the Sail DP boat, and see Team Spain, yeah, of course they sail under Team Spain's flag in the Sail DP, where Sweden, they are not part of Sail DP, example like Denmark, but let's see what happens in that race. In this race, it's a reaching start, meaning that the wind is coming from the side, and we're not doing an upwind start where the starting line is pointing upwind. It's all about positions, and they need to take care of one thing, not doing a false start. A false start will have you slow down and until you are the last boat. Let's see, battle coming up. It's all about positioning. Penalties coming in. Oh, a penalty to Norcia. It's a penalty to Rommel. Oh, a penalty to Viking. This is a battle for the start. No false start. No, did Rommel have a false start? See, he's slowing down, crossing the starting line too early. So first now his boat can speed up. So Rommel gets a penalty in the start. Then opposite here, battle up here, a hunt for Herminator. But see on the inside, Viking coming in, penalty, no! Did Viking get that penalty? Viking got that penalty against Carlos Pereiro. Interesting. We need to analyze that afterwards, but Team Spain, what a start and what a terrible start for Rommel. And now we are going to the gate mark. Spain is loving this boat, Carlos Pereiro, Augustin, then we have Norcia coming in, Rommel, Herminator and Viking. But don't worry, this is the EF50. Here you really need to focus on doing your upwind leg. if you are upwind, doing and not finding the wind and going against the wind or attacking too much, then the rest of the fleet will come close enough to you. But it's 3 versus 3, so a first and a second can give you the victory. So Team Sweden need to find out what they're doing. Rommel almost got almost penalizing Herminator. Right now, Carlos Pereiro covering up Viking and Rommel. Rommel, he needs to attack to go to the opposite side. Oh, Viking tacking in front of him, throwing dirty on Rommel. So they need to communicate a little bit, the Team Sweden, and then Herminator coming in also to that bunch, giving Team Spain, to 2 of the boats, Jorgenstein and Carlos Pereira, a chance to cover them up. And right now, they only have one focus. Let Norseheads sailing away, but Carlos Pereira, Jorgenstein, they need to take this battle with Viking and Rommel. Right now, Jorgenstein following Viking, Carlos Pereira going all the way to the ley lines and then crossing in. This is maybe a good opportunity for 2 of the Spanish boats to sneak away. Let's see, Norseheads coming first. Rounding the gate mark, and now they speed up going downwind. Carlos Pereira going to the same side. Opposite, Jorgenstein going in. Oh, no penalties there. Oi! Rommel needs to sneak in between 2 of his boats. Viking slowing down Herminator, but it's going fast downwind while they're maneuvering at the top mark. We can see Norseheads hitting 43 knots and Jorgenstein 45 knots, Viking 44 knots. And yeah, it looks a little bit slow, but it's because this race course is much larger than the other race courses, but also these boats are much larger than the other boats. So it's pretty hard to steer it, and it's going pretty fast. Norseheads rounding the gate mark for the last time. The button gate mark, Carlos Pereira going with him, Jorgenstein coming in. And they're splitting up just to make a small confusion for Team Sweden. So what to do? They're also splitting up. Viking going after Jorgenstein. Rommel following him that way. Herminator crossing to the opposite side. So now the tack battle begins. Jorgenstein, he knows Rommel is the most dangerous of the players there. Rommel, he's also the Swedish champion and a huge part of the community. So they need to covering up, and that's what Jorgenstein is doing. So slowing down to covering up Rommel. Viking, he needs to see if he can find some wind, but doing all these tacks can be very costly. Every time you tack, you lose around 11 knots of speed, and it takes around 11 seconds to speed up. Let's see here. Rommel, he's doing a great job trying to win the battle against Jorgenstein. And Jorgenstein, he's doing a great job covering Rommel, but let's see what will happen. But it looks great for Norseheads. Carlos Pereira up there and Viking crossing up, Herminator crossing up. They are not throwing dirty on each other side by side. And here we see Viking. He just find one of those spots in the game where you can cross the boundary. And what you see here, there is a boundary around this race course. There's also that in real SailGP. And when you're crossing the boundary, you're getting a penalty. A slowdown, 11 second slowdown. While saying that, Norseheads rounding the top mark for the last time. Carlos Pereira for also. Then, Jorgenstein just managed not to get a penalty there. Rounding in third, Rommel tried his best to come up and attack Jorgenstein. Jorgenstein did a great job covering up Rommel and Herminator that tried to come up to the leading pack. This means Team Spain is sailing now over the finish line with their leader Norseheads coming in first. And what's that beautiful boat, the Spanish SailGP boat, crossing the finish line in first, in second, and also in third. And this means only one thing on the scoreboard. We can call it 4-0 for Team Spain against Team Sweden. And the rest of the Swedish team coming in with the Viking coming last. It looks like Team Spain is saying, oof, we're doing it short tonight. We're going straight and hard into them. And what a focus Team Spain has been having on the starts. I have to say they're very dominating in their starts. And we can really see the battles, how they're fighting for positions. They're timing their attacks. But also Team Sweden in this race was a little bit, how can you say it, a little bit unlucky. Rommel with a false start. It didn't look like he did a false start, but a 0.1 1 second false start, make him slow down and go behind the fleet. The format is here. We're going into race number 5, and right now Team Spain has 5 match points. So if they're winning this race, they won the whole regatta. But no matter what, we're going to see rest of the races also. The next race 5, we're coming up to here, race 5, is a 2 versus 2, and it is the certified players. And we're just waiting them to join the race, and then we are getting ready. And in this case, we actually have a point system where when we are following the low point system, if you get first and fourth, then it's 5 points. And if the other team gets second and third, it's 5 points. So then it's a tie. So what are we doing if it's a tie? When the race is a tie, then the winning team is the losing team. The winning team is the losing team. Why is that? It's because then you haven't done enough to help your teammates winning. So if you're winning and getting fourth, then you are the losing team. Let's see if the players are ready in there. I can see all of them coming in, and it's quite a battle coming up because we are going to have some of the top names in eSailing with us. And there we go. It's Ramon, the vice world champion, together with the world champion in eSailing, Jorgen, and it's against the Swedish champion Rommel, and then against Harding, just arrived back home from Nord Stream, where he got sailed down by the Danish team. We just saw that on the internet on a video. Let's get ready. It's 2 versus 2. It's race number 5. Let's go. And now it's interesting. As Team Sweden said in the interview, yeah, we have respect for the Spanish team, but we have been winning a lot of times in practice and also in some of the very serious community battles. But here we can see it is Jorgen from Spain, bronze medal winner Olympics, eSailing world champion 2020. Ramon Paparo, he is vice world champion in eSailing 2020 against Rommel, the Swedish champion, and Harding. I have to say, he was the Swedish captain last year, but also a very, very well-known e-sailor. Let's see, 20 seconds, they're battling for this start. Let's in this case go in 2D mode just to see what they're thinking and what they're doing. Here we are seeing the Swedish Rommel, I think, is trying to get in position, and then Jorgen trying to sneak around here. A penalty to Ramon in the battle against Harding. This is very costly just before the start, and there it's a clean start. No, Rommel, false start. Harding, false start. No! They had it, and then 2 false starts in 1 row. This is game over Sweden. They just had Ramon, but no. Both of them crossing the finish line at the same time. Crossing not the finish line, the starting line as a false start, and needs to turn back. And I have to say, it's very hard to talk up this race because this is game over Sweden. This one they can't do anything about. They can just race and sail and enjoy, and then they can laugh about this. It was such a well-timed attack they have. But now let's see if they can come back. It's all about the wind. It's all about reading the radar. And right now, Team Sweden is sailing into lighter wind. Team Spain is sailing into a harder breeze. And right now we can just see Team Sweden 100 meters, 122 meters. This is a very hard one. It's only if Jorgen or Ramon manage to do 360s or attacking each other or penalizing each other up there. So it's a hard one. A big shift coming in, but against Jorgen and Ramon, they really need to see some wind shifts that we haven't seen, that they can't read. These 2 players are players that can play virtual regatta with closed eyes, but still, it's Harding, it's Rommel, 2 of the best Swedish players. And Rommel, I have to say, this is a player we might see at the World Championship 2020. A lot of comments is coming in our private chats around. People are shouting speed boost. They're shouting throw an engine down to them. They're also shouting and writing, hey, Jorn and Ramon, wait for them. Let's have a battle for this. This is so unfair that a false start is doing that, because Harding and Rommel did everything perfect except crossing the starting line too early with 0.1 second. But let's talk a little bit about Rommel. Rommel, he is the Swedish champion. He is also one of the most upcoming talent players we have in this game. The World Championship, the playoffs, is going to start here the 1st of October. The 1st of October, the players are going to battle for qualifying for the World Championship. And somebody is telling us that this young lad, he has a huge chance of being part of the World Championship. But one thing is for sure, there's a huge chance that he's going to meet the very competitive Jorgen. And as Jorgen is saying, hey, this is not a sailing simulator, this is a sailing game. I love this game, I love to play it, I love to be competitive, and I love to do it in a universe where it's all about sailing. Ramon in the lead, also very competitive. And if we have to take the story about these two, why is Ramon vice world champion and why is Jorgen a world champion? Just to say, it looks until the middle race at the World Championship 2020 that Ramon was going to win it. Ramon, he was in the lead. He was actually 12 points, as I remember, in front of Jorgen. And the only thing Jorgen, he needed to do in the middle race was win it and then make sure that, and Ramon, he only needs to make sure of one thing, not getting position 7. But unlucky for Ramon, he got 7. Jorgen won the race. So Jorgen won the World Championship on the finish line. There we go. Rommel getting close now. Oi! Rommel had caught some wind while we have been talking, and now he's catching up with Jorgen. We have a race back. So now it's all about if Harding can come back in this race. So this means one thing. If Rommel, he can attack Jorgen, as we're seeing now with Wind Shadow, then in the next downwind, we will have a huge chance that Team Sweden can capture Jorgen or Ramon, and that will give Harding a chance to come back in. And now we have this race where we are saying, hey, if I win and I get last, then I'm losing the race. And right now, Rommel can attack both of the Spanish players in the next downwind. So let's see what Team Spain is doing with Rommel. And this is amazing race by the young Swede. We have a race 5. This is not over yet. This is Team Sweden fighting back all they can just to go in and saying, hey guys, you have not won. I know we made a mistake in the start. So let's see how Rommel is doing here. Jorgen and Ramon putting themselves on each side of Rommel. A small burger here. I don't know if the Spanish people are eating a lot of burgers or how they are mashing meat up in between 2 pieces of bread. But here one thing is for sure. Jorgen is getting ready to cross when he can penalize Rommel, or maybe doing one of those small tricks we will see sometimes, downwind attack. So Rommel, Jorgen Rommel from Sweden needs to be ready. He needs to be prepared of everything, because a downwind attack can come from Jorgen. And then you guys are saying, downwind attack? Hey, this is sailing. Yeah, this is eSailing, this is team racing. So we might see a straight attack from Jorgen going against Rommel. Ramon, he needs to stay in the lead, but he's also need not to sail away from Jorgen. Oh, Rommel doing something very interesting, tacking to make Ramon tack. So he's opening the tacking battle, and now yet again tacking. This means that Ramon needs to cover Rommel. Jorgen, they want him to be in the lead, so they want to battle Ramon in the downwind. Well, let's see if Team Spain will allow that. Rounding the top mark, this is very important. How it's going with Rommel. It's Ramon first, Jorgen in second, and Rommel just behind him. He will attack, and then Harding, he only needs to focus on one thing: not go in and attack and put dirty on Rommel. He needs to find a way around to help this attack. The Spanish fleet splitting up because they know Rommel is... No! Then it happened. Unforced penalty. Rommel took a chance, hit the mark. That was his chance to come back in the race. We have been talking him up all the way. He has been doing such a great move. And then he got too close to that top mark. And now I have to say, now it is game over. It's very hard for Team Sweden to come back in this race. Rommel, what a pressure the young lad was under. And there, we just saw it, taking a chance, all inches, meaning a lot of things. But here, getting too close to the mark, getting that penalty. And that's giving Ramon and Jorgen all the time they have to race towards the finish line and also claim the victory for Team Spain in this knockout round against Sweden. But don't worry, all of you, we still have a lot of entertainment on the program. We have 4 more races coming up, and I know one thing, Sweden will battle for honor and the glory. Here we are seeing Ramon crossing the finish line first, Jorgen in second. What a great start. Oh, I have to say, what a lucky start they had in this case, because Rommel and Harding actually caught Ramon in the start with a penalty on a perfect moment, side by side. And there we can see Harding slowing up, giving Rommel all the time to go over the finish line, because what a race he actually did. But he took a chance and lost that one. So, confirmation coming in 5-0 for Team Spain against Sweden. This also means one thing, that Spain is into the next round, but 4 more races coming up. Again, it's not over before we go into the finish line, but one thing is for sure, Rommel did everything he could. Next race coming up, it's a star race, it's a match race. Last year, Team Sweden had Björn Hansen, many times winner of Match Racing Cup. This year, they're using Rommel, and he's going to battle maybe one of the most routine e-sailors in a match race, Miguel Cruz, also known as Crusader, or he also known in the community as the last minute beep, because he's always qualifying to the big events in the last minute. Let's go in game, let's see some action. There we go, there we go. We are getting ready for this match race. It's Rommel against Miguel Cruz, and it's quite interesting to have Miguel Cruz still on the national team. He has been having a hard year with a lot of work and not being that active in eSailing. But every time we actually ride him out of the race, every time we just see him coming back stronger and stronger, or just fighting with the will to go into it. Penalty Rommel. Rommel, he needs to do something. It's the starboat. He needs to have a good start. Crusader getting ready. Or Miguel Cruz getting ready for the start. No false start this time. Let's see. 3 seconds. Rommel placed in a good position, coming with speed. It's a good start for Rommel in this case. And straight away, tacks away from Crusader. It's going to be a tack battle upwind, side by side. This is going to be very interesting. Let's go into 2D mode, then we might be able to see what's going to happen. Because right now, Rommel going to the right-hand side, Crusader going to the right-hand side. And sometimes we will see the players cross into each other, just pressing each other. Maybe Rommel will, he has the right away. He's coming from starport, so if he tacks into Crusader, against Crusader, then we will have a case where Crusader get a penalty if he now tacks away. Crusader knows that, so he's tagging away straight away. Rommel is following him. Rommel don't want that battle yet upwind, so this is going to be those battles we're going to see downwind. Let's see the upcoming talent, Jorgen Rommel against Crusader, one of the most routine e-sailors in this game. Could have been at 3 World Championships, but only participated in 2. He chosen to get married, traveled to Japan, meeting some of the other eSailors from Japan. One of them was Sean Bond, that welcomed him on his honeymoon. There we go. Crusader in second, Rommel in first. Rommel side by side, Sweden battling for the honor. Spain is secured into the next round. But one thing I know is Crusader, he hates to lose, and especially in this race, in the grand finale against Great Britain, this was the race deciding that Great Britain won over Spain in the Nations Cup 2020. And I have to say, he lost with 1 pixel. It couldn't be closer. It was so close that even after the race, all the race officers was watching the video again and again and again and again. But this is a computer game, and the computer calls a winner because it's an algorithm, so it knows who's winning in the race. Pressing outside of the ley line, Rommel pushing Crusader far, far away. Actually, making Crusader come 26 meters behind. Crusader, he has a better angle towards the top mark, so he can speed up. Let's see, Rommel 5.5, Crusader 5.6. But Crusader, he's still so close to Rommel that we're going to see a downwind attack. This is going to be one of those fantastic downwind races where we're going to see, I have to say, almost a grandmaster in downwind attacks in match race against one of the young talents. And normally we call this, please bring your swords and your shields. And it's Rommel bringing the shield, and it's Crusader bringing the sword. Rounding the top mark coming up, and Rommel covering up Crusader quite well. This is very well played by the young talent from Sweden. And there we go, rounding the mark, not get too close. Rommel, great rounding there. Crusader coming in, following him. And this time we will see huge wind shadow. It's 38 meters. I know it's saying it's 34 meters up to the top, up to the leader, but see the calculation. It's from the bow to the bow. That means that the boat length you need to take off also. So Crusader will capture Rommel in this downwind speed. Let's see. There we see it straight away. Crusader, he needs to follow Rommel. Rommel 6.9. Crusader 6.8. Rommel just somehow surviving this. No, now he got caught. 6.8, 6.9. In the start it goes slow. 0.3 knots in speed difference. Let's see from Rommel's perspective. Crusader 3.0, 3.4, 0.4. So he's getting closer and closer, speeding up. But Rommel defending it quite well. No. Now he's caught. 0.7. Crusader coming with speed. He's ready with the ramp. He's ready with the sword. But can Rommel survive this one? Is Crusader taking it too slow? 0.5. Rommel trying to defend. That's why he's going in towards the middle. He's going away from Crusader. But 0.6. 0.7 in difference in wind speed. Oh, there's still quite some distance to the gate mark. Crusader can just touch Rommel before they're rounding the gate mark. It might not change the difference in positions, but this is the first attack, and this is what's coming up in the second downwind. Crusader, 1 knot speed difference. He's coming in with speed. Rommel getting ready to defend. Crusader going around him. Is this the tactics Crusader will do in the next downwind race? They're switching position. Rommel on the inside. Crusader coming in. Let's go to another angle. Here we can see Rommel, Crusader side by side. Rommel pressing Crusader way out of the ley lines. You can see he continued pressing. Crusader might have been doing a small mistake. Penalty might come in. Crusader needs to survive this. Rommel touches Crusader. Penalty. Rommel sneaks away. Luckily for Crusader, these 11 seconds slowdown will not inflict that much damage. But still, a good defend by Rommel, and it means a lot when they're coming to the second downwind leg. 20 meters in between them. This means Crusader actually won totally 12 meters, actually 14 meters in that downwind attack. Next battle coming up. Right now, Rommel is trying to covering up Crusader as best as possible. He needs to make sure he's not have a chance to speed up. He wants to be able all the way to tack in front of him, throw dirty air. He wants to control Crusader, and this is quite a comeback for Team Sweden, but is also one of the biggest talents in eSailing. We're seeing against one of the most routine sailors in eSailing, special in match racing. Rommel, he's in the lead. 5.4, Crusader in second. Crusader is not tacking before Rommel is tacking because he knows he will be caught in dirty air, and that can be very costly. It can cost him around 10 meters. That's why he's taking all the weight all the time he can. Rommel crossing up now, doing attack. Crusader with him. 5.4, 5.3. Crusader caught in a small wind shadow. See, 0.1 difference in wind speed. The wind shift is coming with him. The wind shift is changing. So Crusader and Rommel is inside the ley lines. And that means that Rommel actually have the small advantage when they're coming up to the top mark. There are two rules when we're coming into this mark rounding zone. You can see this round circle around the mark. When you're coming up to that, if both of the boats are coming from port side, then it's the rule of the inside turn. This is the easiest way to explain it. Then it's the boat on the inside that has to ride away, so the boat on the outside needs to bear away. And we can see we're actually going to have a case like that, but Crusader is too far away. If Rommel came from starport, then he has to ride away when they're entering the mark rounding zone, if Crusader come from port side. Except if he's maneuvering inside the mark rounding zone, because then suddenly it's the rule of the inside turn. Because remember, it's a computer game, it's built on algorithm, so you neutralize, you right away. Rommel rounding first, Crusader coming second. Now we are watching the meters. Last time it was 36, this time it's 40. So now it's all about how Crusader is doing his attack downwind. We saw he could capture Rommel, and I have to say the finish line is further away than the gate mark was. So Crusader has around 1/3 longer down to the finish line, and he's caught Rommel in wind shadow. See there, 0.5 in difference speed. See here, this is from Crusader's view, almost like Crusader's view, capturing Rommel up there. And I know Crusader is doing 2D mode at the moment, but see this 3D mode here. We have Rommel 7.1, Crusader 7.4. Rommel actually defending his position, but now he's caught 0.5 in different. Suddenly it will speed up. It also looks like the wind is losing, so the wind is slowing down, so the wind pressure disappears. Crusader capturing Rommel in a wind shadow. This means only one thing, that right now we have a situation where the wind is gone, Rommel is under pressure, so a speed difference of 0.5, 0.7 means a lot. Let's go in 2D mode. Let's go to Rommel, because this is where the battle is going to be. Crusader approaching the Swede. The Swede has all his shields up. Crusader is ready with the ram, ready with the sword. They're getting ready. See Rommel, waiting for Crusader, slowing down. This is very interesting. Rommel, no. I've never seen a tactics like that, trying to go, switching positions. So now we are counting. This is maybe a tactic. So Rommel is doing the attack on Crusader. He knows that Crusader is very good of attacking, but he is very good of defending. Crusader, he's not in wind shadow. Rommel is slower than Crusader. Crusader saw that straight away. So the routine sailor chosen to go outside of Rommel's wind shadow, but the wind disappeared again. It's a very light wind. Crusader caught by Rommel, switching positions. So Rommel took that penalty just to take it, so he could be in the attacking position. He wants to attack Crusader on the finish line. Coming in with speed. It's still too early for Rommel to do the attack. It's side by side. This is almost, let's see, Crusader doing the same. They want to switch sides again. Oh, Rommel defends it, going around Crusader. The wind is so slow, but Crusader is going to attack Rommel. Penalty! Crusader sails into Rommel. This gives the Swede the advantage. He needs to go outside that wind shadow. He needs to sneak away. It looks like it's going to be a Swedish victory. Rommel, Jorgen Rommel from Sweden, taking his youth way of playing into this game against Crusader and securing 1 point for Sweden. Great match race. Great match race by both of them. Congratulations to Sweden, getting 1 point. And races like this really really makes me go up in the high level. We'll enjoy and love to see these kind of races where we have these tight battles. And this is also what we're going to see Nations Cup further on when we're going into the next couple of rounds. But I have to say, we have a lot of top eSailors out there. And when I spoke with both the Swedish players and also the Spanish captain, all of them said, hey, this year, 8 nations can win this Nations Cup. So half of them are very good, and some of them, yeah, they can go in and also take it. We're going into next race. It's 3 versus 3. It's the J-boat. So we're going to experience, hopefully, almost the same kind of excitement, because this is team race where we really need to collaborate. It's still Sweden versus Spain, and I can see the Swedish sailors are ready, so we're just waiting for the Spanish sailors. There we see. It's Domar Johan who got the best position in race number 1. It's Sweden sailor, that's Matthias we had interview with, and it's Ari. We are calling him Ari because that long name we can't pronounce here. Then I can see Spain is coming in with Marina, the female player. It's getting into this race together with Raus and Lark, Raoul we talked about earlier from Club Nautical Sevilla. And the last player that's coming in is, let's see who it is. But no matter what, they're going into the J-boat, and tonight's J-boat here, you can see it. It has a spinning. Oh, it's Ramon coming in. Let's just start the race. Let's join into race number 7. And there we go, race number 7. It's the J-boat, and the J-boat is a fantastic team race boat. The players love it like they're loving the laser in this game, and it's quite agile. It has a spinnaker. It has a wind shadow of 30 meters when going downwind. Normally we're saying the J-boat you're winning downwind and upwind. That's not where the battle is. But let's see. Spain has been practicing these insane good starts, so let's see how they will battling it on here. Sweden versus Spain. It's a penalty to Sweden sailor here, and it's all about positions. A penalty is only 11 seconds slowdown, so it doesn't mean a lot here in the start until the clock says around 12 seconds. Then it can mean a lot. Battling for position, 2 Spanish boats going away, going here close to the committee boat. This means they can actually covering up the Swedish boats, and another Swedish boat is covering up one of the Spanish boat here. Let's see from the opposite side. It's a good start in positions for Spain. It's a clean start, no false start here. See Raus and Lark and Ramon covering up the Swedish sailors, but straight away Ari tacking away, meaning that Raus and Lark needs to following him. A small burger, a small sandwich. Ramon can covering up Swede sailor. Marina going behind, great race by Marina, going behind here the boats. So this means Ramon can actually covering the 2 Swedes here. Ramon also crossing up, going away from the Swedish sailors, and they can first tag up here when Ramon goes away. Johan, or Domar Johan, is taking a little bit slow in that tag up when giving him a little bit more space towards Sweden sailor and also Ramon when they are going to cross in. An interesting battle. Raus and Lark from Club Nautical Sevilla is going to battle Ari, and see he's doing everything to covering up. So right now it looks like almost penalty. Sweden sailor under attack by Ramon. Let's just go. Also nice job by Johan here going around Ramon. So Ramon tried to attack the 2 Swedish sailor. Both of them survived. And actually Ramon is now on the inside. Small advantage to Johan in this case, but still it's saying 3 Spanish boats in the lead, 3 Swedish boats behind. But this is not over yet. It is going to be a very close downwind race we're going to see. So let's see what's coming in. Marina not covering up Johan. Raus not covering up Sweden sailor. They're all going to the left hand side. They're going after the wind breeze, but the wind sucks. The wind angle is not with them at the moment, but there's wind shift coming in. Maybe they're just taking it so they can get a better upwind leg. So right now, the two Swedish boats out here are placing them strategic and tactical worse than the Spanish, because it's all about if there's coming a wind shift. Let's see, because it looks like a small wind shift in the left-hand side is coming in favor of the Swedish sailors at the moment, but it's still in the middle sock where the Spanish sailors are in their favorite. Dolma Johan losing a lot of momentum, but he's still close enough to throw dirty air on both Ramon and Rausenlag. Sweden sailor trying to come back in this race, but Ari took a chance going all the way to the right-hand side. The only one not crossing to the left-hand side. And see how many meters he has been losing there because of reading the wind wrong and the wind angles. That's dropping down to position 19. Rausenlag, Marina, the female player from Spain, Ramon Pepero, vice world champion, all of them in the lead, coming up to the top mark first. But we need to keep an eye on Dolma Johan. Dolma Johan, he has the chance, but he needs to go in and do a huge difference. Same thing with Sweden sailor. But what will Team Spain do up here? Will they do a wind block? Will they do a downwind attack? Or will they just keep racing and cross the fingers that Team Sweden is not coming closer to them? Coming to the top mark, Marina sees in the lead. Ramon in second, Rausenlag in third. Who will take one for the team? Let's see. Rausenlag, downwind attack. Oh, Johan got pressured and penalty, and now going upwind, losing momentum. So a small downwind attack from Rausenlag. So first blood for Team Spain. Sweden sailor coming in there. Ari rounding that mark, but see. Now Dolma Johan needs to go around Rausenlag. Rausenlag still on the inside. Make a good coverage. He needs to go on the inside. Dolma Johan going on the inside, pressing Rausenlag. Rausenlag needs to go out again. This is a very important battle. Penalty. Nope. Interesting here. Penalty to Dolma Johan here in this case. Rausenlag coming in. I need to ask the race officers what happened there. I think there was a small maneuvering from Dolma Johan in the case there where Rausenlag kept his boat all still. Another penalty. Rausenlag showing that he knows this drill quite well. Sweden sailor losing that battle. So Dolma Johan coming back in it. Rausenlag taking the one for the team. Defending their positions. Making sure Sweden can't get close enough to them. So great stuff. But let's see if they have a chance to coming in. Throwing dirty air on Rausenlag. He's slowing down 2 versus 1. But they need not to focus too much on him. Only one boat needs to attack Rausenlag. The other boat needs to sneak by and go in and see if they can capture Marina or Ramon in the lead. Sweden sailor coming here. Attack on Rausenlag. Dolma Johan coming in. Sweden sailor coming in. Matthias, let's see. One of them needs to do something. They need to go around Rausenlag. Dolma Johan coming in. Side by side, throwing dirty air. Rausenlag goes after Johan. Johan, too careful there. So, Sweden sailor needs to go around the mark. While he's doing that, Rausenlag focused on Johan, giving Sweden sailor a small gap. And a huge turn for Johan in this case. Ari going opposite. So, Sweden sailor got a small gap. Can he get close enough to Ramon? It looks hard. There is 66 meters up there. So great defense by Rausenlag, making a lot of noise, making it hard for Team Sweden to get close enough towards the leading pack. But this is how it is. This is the battle coming in. It's Sweden versus Spain. Spain is in the lead with 5-1. So they are into the next round. But Sweden is battling for the honor, doing everything they can to battling in. And we just saw the team star from Sweden, Rommel, doing a perfect match race against Crusader. But here it looks a little bit harder in race number 7. Sweden sailor covering up Rausenlag. Rausenlag, again, every time he tacks and go in and pressuring Sweden sailor and makes Sweden sailor covering up, he slows down Sweden sailor. So actually, Rausenlag doing a great job where Sweden sailor, he can actually sail away from Rausenlag instead of covering him up, then trying to capture the others. But it looks like Sweden Sailor is so focused on covering up Rosenlag in this case. Ari and Doma Johan going to the left-hand side, trying to find some wind, trying to find some wind pressure, while Sweden Sailor is battling Rosenlag. See if they can speed up, go around them, going up to the leading pack. But there's a long way. There's almost 100 meters up to the leader, Ramon. And when they come up to him, I can say he bites like a dog. He is the wise world champion, and he knows what he's doing. So, crossing in towards the top mark for the second time. Marina going with him. It's the female sailor in the lead. And I have to say, what a pleasant surprise to see a female player in that level. Marina doing a great job. All the races she has been in, she has been performing. She has been top in part of the top and the lead. She was also in the middle fleet in the 10 versus 10 race. So we need to keep an eye on this Spanish female player. Marina doing a great job rounding the top mark first. Ramon coming in second. And then we can see Rosenlag is losing the battle to Sweden Sailor. So Sweden Sailor can penalize Rosenlag and have the two other boats sail past him. Let's see the battle. This is going to be interesting. Sweden Sailor waiting to cross up. And now he needs to do a wind block or something to make Rosenlag not coming in. Rosenlag almost got caught. Sweden Sailor doing a wind block, trying to go on the inside, pressing Rosenlag, giving space to the two other boats. Oh, Sweden Sailor losing that battle to Rosenlag. Rosenlag managed to go on the inside, but now next boat coming in. Dolma Johan and Ari launching the spinnaker. Sweden Sailor launching the spinnaker. And see Rosenlag slowing down, doing a wind block. See, putting his boat in the way, making sure the other boats cannot go around. Penalty, Dolma Johan. Ari going around Sweden Sailor, trying to go on the inside. So I have to say it's a very great defense, very great fight by Rosenlag. While we're seeing him fighting, we're seeing Marina and Ramon up in the lead, jibing and jibing, crossing into each other, crossing out, racing towards the finish line. Another penalty to Sweden. Rosenlag inflicting that, and an Sweden Sailor, big move away. Ari is sneaking away from Rosenlag, getting third, but then a first and a second is giving the victory for Team Spain in this case. So Spain is getting another point on the account. If not, they are getting a disconnection in one of the two leading boats. Let's see. A small battle coming in. Let's see, Johan, he can do everything he wants to do here with Rosenlag. Let's see the battle. Rosenlag cannot capture Ari. Rosenlag getting into the battle against Doma Johan. Doma Johan needs to battling Rosenlag, but he's jibing away. They're jibing close to each other. Let's see. And now Doma Johan coming in, getting ready. Rosenlag under pressure. They are attacking each other, following each other, chasing each other, while we're seeing the two Spanish boats winning this race. Oh, Doma Johan losing that one to Rosenlag. Rosenlag waiting for the right time to set in that penalty. So great move by him. Another battle coming in. Sweden Sailor is not taking that one, while seeing Ari getting third. But let's see here. Let's go into the battle here. Sweden Sailor getting fourth. Rosenlag, will he get fifth? No. Penalty. Yeah, let's see. Penalty, Johan. Oh, it looks like a tie. So let's see who the confirmation. Rosenlag getting last. So Spain getting 9 points. Sweden getting 12 points in race number 7, giving another point to Team Spain. Now in the lead 6-1 in this Nations Cup round. They are fighting all they can, but one thing is for sure, Spain is showing their power. They're showing they have been practicing. But one thing I like is Marina. Wow, what a female racer. It's like when we saw Team Oman, Ipti for Team Oman, the best player from Team Oman. The only thing that was unlucky for her was she lost connections in the very tight races where she was so close of winning and doing a big difference. We're getting into race number 8. It's a 2 versus 2 in the EF50. And last year, we had two brothers from Italy doing a great job in the 52 versus 2. That was the D'Amato brothers, David D'Amato and Pepe D'Amato, and they actually have a special move. We actually invented a special move and baptized it the D'Amato trap. But in this race here, we are going to see Jorgen Rommel against Peter Olsson. And Peter, if I could interview him right now here live, then I will ask Peter. He asked me, hey, Jorgen Rommel, is he the guy who's sailing a catamaran? Yes, this is the guy sailing the catamaran, sailing the F50. He's here and he's going to battling you. But who are your teammates going to be in this race? We are waiting for the two last to join in. It's going to be Jesús Pereiro coming in, the younger brother of the Pereiros, and who is coming in from Sweden. We're just waiting. We can see try to connecting a small connection issues, but don't worry, they will be in a few seconds. Let's go in game. Let's analyze this boat a little bit. It's race number 8. It's the last race of tonight, and I can see we need to take care that we're not getting a server glitch. If there are some special rules, let's start the race. If one of the players are losing connection before 1 minute or at the 1 minute count, sometimes the servers are glitches, then it's a re-race. We had that at when we had Team Oman fighting against Team France. Let's get ready. 1 minute signal there. No disconnections. It's Sweden versus Spain. It's Jorgen Rommel, Jesús Pereiro, and it's Peter Olsson. And I'm just asking the race officer who is the last person in that race, so we can say who it is. There we go. They are getting ready. 40 seconds. And again, in the first race we saw in the F50, it was the battle on the inside, on the left-hand side here. But also you need to look and see, hey, where's the wind pressure? And right now you can see one of the Spanish boat putting himself in the right-hand side because a lot of wind pressure in the favored side there. But the Swedish are putting themselves in the left-hand side. Now it's all about timing, no false start. And being on the inside, timing the penalty. Oh, a penalty to Peter Olsson, trying to cover one of the Spanish boat, but maybe it doesn't mean a lot. Let's see, speeding coming up. No false start. It's a very safe start. Spain, Jesús Pereiro having a great start. Jorgen Rommel, but it needs to take care of this boat coming on the inside. This one, the Swedish boat here coming on the inside. Let's see. Jesús slowing down. No. Trying to get a penalty into the Swedes. So a very good slowdown. That was quite a trap on the mark rounding there. Using the rules, slowing down, making the other boat sail into you. And basically, there's one rule. You're not allowed just to sail straight into a boat that is keeping their course. Not only if you have the rules and the right of way. Peter Olsson coming in. Jesús Pereiro, Jorgen Rommel. Jorgen Rommel, he's not grinding this boat this time. He's racing it and he's doing a great job. Going upwind. Peter Olsson in the middle, the other boat in the left-hand side, it's Jorgen Rommel in the lead, Jesús Pereiro here in second. Right now, Jorgen Rommel goes around Peter Olsson, no penalty, but he needs to bear away, going behind Jesús. There is covering up right now, Peter Olsson, and then we have the other Swedish boat trying to sneak away. Interesting if that succeeds in this case. They are going upwind. They are going to do that 2 times, and it's going to be a very close race. It's 2 versus 2, meaning that if you win and you lose, then you are losing. So it's okay. Jorgen Rommel is in the lead, but this Peter Olsson battle against Jesús Pereiro is very important. Let's see. Battle coming in, rounding the corner. They're going up towards the top mark. It looks like that attack from Peter Olsson costed so much speed that Jesús actually sneaked away, sailed away. And now we have a chance for the Spanish team to covering up the other Swedish boat. And they're rounding the mark. Interesting what they're doing, if they're splitting up. No, they're following the same side. So Peter Olsson, that extra attack upwind costed him so much he dropped to last position. The Swedish boat trying to get into it, but it's the Spanish team sneaking away. 44.9, 45.0. Let's see the two Spanish CLTP boats coming in here with full speed. And by the way, next CLTP is in Spain. So guys, if you want to see something, then travel there. Here we go. Jorgen Rommel in the lead. eSailing in second with a beautiful view behind them. Rounding the mark, bearing a little bit away to keep speed and momentum, and then going around the gate mark. The Swedish sailor coming in here and see Peter Olsson. That extra tack has been costing him around 200 meters. It goes fast in the F50, so a small mistake from Yisu or Jorgen Rommel will actually slow them so much down that the Swedish team has a chance to come up and capture them. But it looks quite convincing at the moment. Been having a great race. And we're just getting a notification that this is Dixon coming in, and it's Dixon from Sweden that has a chance to take it. Let's see how it's going in here. Jorgen Rommel in the lead, eSailing, Dixon. Then we have Peter Olsson in the opposite side. Peter Olsson is too far away, so let's see if one of the Spanish sailors is doing a small mistake up here. They have not been doing many mistakes tonight, Spain, but they've also been having some few moments where they've been a little bit lucky. But the score is telling the whole story tonight. Spain is dominating in eSailing against Team Sweden. Jorgen Rommel, he's slowing a little bit down. Yisu is slowing a little bit down. They're catching each other, wind shadow. They're rounding the mark. Jorgen Rommel is not foiling all the way. Yisu following him. Dixon coming in. They're splitting up. It's too late. It looks like Spain is racing towards the finish line to take another point to the score. It looks like they're sailing into a 7-1 before we're going into the last race. Let's see. Jorgen Rommel coming over here. eSailing, they're following each other side by side. Closing out Dixon. Dixon coming in. Close around them. But now the Spanish sailors are racing away. Jorgen Rommel doing a little bit zigzag. eSailing coming up. And Dixon coming in third. And they're just making fun with Jorgen Rommel. Penalizing each other on the finish line. But it is Spain winning this point. So it is 7-1 to Spain. And here we can see how much extra energy the Spanish team have, making a little bit fun with each other in the end. And we can see how Jorgen Rommel actually made an invite to Yisu to penalize him, to attack him. Come on, do something, young lad. Just having some fun. We're going into the 9th race, the last race of tonight. It's a 10 versus 10. It is in the NACRA 17. And if I had one of my favorite co-commentators in studio today, Alec Wilkinson, he will be there when we're coming to the last couple of races. Then he will say, oh, now we're going into Star Wars mode. If you're not used to CE sailing and you're watching 20 NACRA boats, NACRA 17, speeding into this game, and you're watching in 2D modes, it looks like the small E-walkers attacking each other. But before going into the last race, let's go into sail ranks. And if you're quite interested in to keep and score and keep data on it, then sail ranks is a very good program to visit. And Sail Ranks also confirms it's 7-1 to Team Spain against Sweden. And if you're interested in what happened in each race, then when you come into this Sail Ranks, then you can see how which points each player gave in each race. And this is the data some of you are looking for when, especially some of the nations are looking for when they are preparing their next race and their next opponent. Let's go in game. It looks like we almost have 20 e-sailors ready for the last race of tonight. There we have it, race number 9, the last race of tonight. It is tin versus tin in this fantastic boat, the Nacra 17. The agility of the boat is when it's turning, it's turning big angles. It's hard to turn because it's coming with full speed ahead. But also when you're racing it upwind, you need to look for the colors in the water. Some players are telling us, and we also experience it ourselves, if you're racing in a too hard a breeze, you actually don't gain speed, but you need to be in medium speed, medium wind, then you gain a lot with this boat. So it's all about being in between the wind pressure zones with this boat, then you will get the most optimal speed out of it. Normally this boat is done in a reaching start, but because it's tin versus tin, we're doing it in an upwind start. So again, we're going to see the players doing the best they can. 20 players in here. Let's start the race, the last race of the night. Spain versus Sweden, tin versus tin in the Nacra 17. And again, it's all about points. And last season in 2020, this race decided 4 of the regattas in total. So the players have been practicing this race in a very, very high level because they know all point counts in this case. Race number 9, 50 seconds to start. It's all about positioning. The starting line is a little bit smaller than it. There's not room for 20 boats at the starting line, so they need to fight for the room. Who will penalize each other? Will Team Spain have a good start? How will this go? Let's jump to the committee boat. Let's go to the 2D mode. There's a small bias at the committee boat. It's a little bit closer to the top mark when we're going upwind, but it's not much. There we go. Let's see the start coming in, 20 seconds. The players are battling for position. 1 boat getting a penalty, 2 boats going in front of the starting line with a penalty and slowing down and trying to go into it. Another boat with a penalty, 4 or 5 boats with a penalty in this case. So a lot of penalties in the start. And here the start goes, side by side going upwind. It's Carlos Pereiro, penalty to Rausenlag, penalty to Jesús Pereiro. Rommel with a penalty in the start. It doesn't look good for Team Sweden. A lot of penalties handing out to them by Team Spain in this case. A lot of the Spanish sailors going to the right hand side, actually 7 of them. And they're all 7 in the lead. And rest of the fleet trying to battling it out with the Swedish players. Here we're seeing Norseards, we're seeing Ramon Pereiro, Paul Nunes, Jay Pereiro, Carlos Pereiro, Rausenlag, all of them in this position. Edorato in position 16. Dixon coming in here. Ari is with us. Harding opposite side. Theo Westerlin. Peter Olsson. Nadine in the middle. Viking here. Marina in position 16. But it looks like that the boats going to the right hand side is both having the wind shift with them. Oh, a wind shift actually came in and actually ruined their position a little bit. So let's see if it's a good course Norseards have here. Let's try to follow him in, see if he's getting in front of the rest of the fleet. In the middle, Ramon is in the lead according to server. Will he still be in the lead when we are approaching the top mark? Jesús coming in, Herminator, IPT Rommel, or Jorgen Rommel in this case. It looks like quite a yellow dominance in the lead, also in race 9. Carlos Pereiro, it is Augustine, it's Paul Nunes, it's Jay Pereiro, Miguel Cruz, Norseards, then Carlos coming in, and now there will be friendly fire. Looks like friendly fire. No, Ramon going in between, Augustine coming in. Oh, what a move by Paul Nunes, almost sliding in. Jay Pereiro, Nadine with a penalty, Dixon with a penalty, Rausenlag with a penalty, Edorato slowing down just to slow down rest of the Swedish fleet. And you can see here that was a small team race maneuvering. Edorato and Marina had one task and they did it quite well. Their task was to go in doing a wind block, have the Swedish team either doing a bigger move around them at the top mark or sail into them and get a penalty. So well performed by Marina and Edorato in this case. Leading 8 Spanish boats in the lead while 2 of the Spanish boats are battling in the last position just to make the life a little bit harder for Team Sweden. Rommel here having a hard time coming up, but it's Viking, it's Nadine. They are doing the best job at the moment for Team Sweden. Rounding the mark, splitting up. Peter Olsen coming in, Dixon coming in. Ari coming in, Edorato, Harding coming in, Theo Westerlin. Oh, almost a friendly fire. There was a friendly fire. Theo Westerlin got the penalty. He thought he might miss the mark, but he missed also the mark. No, he didn't. Or he did. He's out of control. That penalty knocked him out. He got all confused. So he's absolute in last position right now. Ramon from Club Nautica Sevilla in second. He's followed by his club mate from Club Nautica Sevilla, and both of them are part of the national team here from Spain in eSailing. Then they have Paul Nunes, they have Norsietz, they have Augustine, they have Miguel Cruz, and you can see they have these letters behind them. It's because in eSailing, in eSport, in gaming, you are part of clubs and sailing clubs, real sailing, but also online clubs, and that is representing of their clubs. Let's get ready to the top mark. Jay Pereiro coming up here in second. He is on the left hand side. He will be penalized. No, Augustine going behind him. Norsiet's going behind him. No friendly fire. Carlos Pereiro coming first. Ramon, Yisu Pereiro. So 3 times Pereiro in the lead. This is the family, 3 family members racing together. They are in the lead of the Spanish fleet. They're racing towards the finish line in the lead. Penalty to Nadine. Dixon coming around, and see Edorato again a wind block, just to make sure that they get all the points they can. These Spanish players are fighting no matter what for all points, testing the way they want to play this race, practicing even if they won this regatta already. So when we are watching up here, as said, we have 3 Pereiro, 3 family members. They are in first, they are in second, they are in third. 3 of them representing Spain in the eSailing Nations Cup. 3 of them racing from Club Nautical Sevilla normally. Now crossing the finish line as top 3 in this last race of the eSailing Nations Cup, Spain versus Sweden. And without doing any numbers from the race officers, my mathematics can say another point coming to Spain. So they're ending up winning this knockout round against Sweden 8-1 in total. And let's just have a confirmation of the score. Carlos Pereiro, Ramon, Yisu Pereiro, Paul Nunes, Augustine, Miguel Cruz, Norsietz, Rausenlark. Then we have Locomore, Viking, Rommel, Dixon, Nadine, Ari, Marina, Edorato, Herminator, Harding, Sweet Sailor, and Theo Westerlin. So this was the story about how Team Sweden seeded 14 in the seeding round against second seeded Spain and the runners-up from eSailing Nations Cup 2020 was battling it out. And Spain lived up to the favorite role. They were the favorites. They also said it, but Team Sweden did everything they could to fight back. And I have to say, what a battle by the young talent Jorgen Rommel from Sweden, doing everything he could and winning a match race against a very routine Miguel Cruz. With that said, thank you for watching the eSailing Nations Cup knockout phase round 1, Spain versus Sweden. Next up, coming in this Sunday, is Japan versus Ireland. And it's not going to be in the night, it's going to be midday, because it's going to be the night Japanese time. So please stay tuned, following it on World Sailing's eSailing World Championship Facebook channel, on World Sailing's YouTube, and on the channels of Virtual Regatta. This is Thomas Bjørn Luthi and a fly saying good night and thank you for watching.